On Camera, with panelists Myrtle Wood, Freeman Stamper, and Anna Damiani. Tonight, we'll be interviewing Mike Green, a square dance caller from Oklahoma City, who was in San Francisco recently to call 2 Thanksgiving dances for Western Star dancers. Please join with me in welcoming Mike Green on camera.
This is a story about a black man dancing.
Right.
In Oklahoma City.
This was, I believe, about January of '88. I started a class and I had about 85 students, something like that. And anyway, this black guy came out, and he, obviously wanted to take square dance lessons. And a lot of people talked to me about it. I said, look, this guy has every right to be here. These lessons are advertised to the public. They're open to the public. He has every right to be here. Well, my God, the Ku Klux Klan came down on me. I got really nasty things in the mail, calling me everything but white trash. I mean, for teaching this guy.
Would it have made a difference if the man had a spouse or had been at one of your couples clubs? Would it have made a difference?
I think so. I think it would have made a big difference because the guys were all mad that this, quote, nigger was going to come out there and steal their women. I mean, good God.
This was fairly...
All the other callers in Oklahoma City graduate everybody. And I don't. If they can't dance, I think they need to dance. We have a basic night on Wednesday nights. And I think they should go to that basic night and retake lessons again. And that's the way I do, for 8 years, that's the way I've done it. And I've had 1 or 2 over the years that I just told, hey, you're not, cut out to be a square dancer, you need to do something else. One of the things that I think is wrong with square dancing is that we promote mainstream and plus, and we don't have any room for anybody that maybe would like to square dance once a month at the basic level. We don't have any, we don't have enough special things for those kind of, and what's wrong with a person who wants to dance once a month? By the same token, I think Color Lab is the best thing that ever happened to square dance. Because when I learned to dance, 1964, as in a kids club, you learned exactly what your caller wanted you to learn. We went to class 6 nights, and we were square dancers, and there wasn't any basic program, mainstream program, or any other program. In my beginner lessons, I learned transfer the column, and a number of things that are on the advanced and challenge. That was in my beginner course. And if you went to visit another club, you might be just, totally wrecked because he might call things all night long you've never heard of before. So nobody really wanted to go visit unless they knew it was safe to go to that place. And Color Lab came along and standardized everything. So even though out here the styling is totally different, the dance is still the same.
Right.
And that the styling at Western Star, first time I saw it, I thought, my God, what are they doing?
To the right, circle halfway round. You'll live and dive away, go to the outside, look, hurry, hurry, let's go. It's over and below, dive right through and on to the next, circle halfway round. Dive right through and on to the next, circle halfway round. You'll live and dive away, go to the outside, look, hurry, hurry, let's go. It's over and below, dive right through and on we go, let everybody night. You swing, swing with pretty red wing. You promenade her, you serenade her. You'll join a band, circle to the left, go move around your set. Doing your line left with a corner, going away and singing it. Does your chick come losing back her and goes overnight. Swing this lady there, then you promenade tonight. Gonna take her home and swing, ask her real polite.
Some of my singles were having a camp out at Lake Thunderbird, which is southeast of Oklahoma City. And anyway, some of our district officers were down there and saw the dancers drinking beer. Well, they weren't dancing. They were water skiing and, playing games and doing all that. They weren't even involved in square dancing. And the district board called our president and told our president he needed to straighten out his club and all this stuff, but they saw him at Lake Thunderbird and they were hurting the image of square dancing. And my lord, it started a big fight, in the club because the president thought that he had to do what the district board said. And so he called these people down and, we've had a big fight in our club since August over this. And I had to write a little letter, for the newsletter. And of course I pointed out that, the rules say that you won't drink during or before a square dance. And that, they weren't even close to square dancing. And I said, this discussion is over. These people have done nothing wrong. And I told the president, I think calling for Western Star or a gay square dance club is so totally different than what I'm used to. And it takes me about 3 tips to get used to it and to get to where I can tell, I can call for memory all night long without looking at the floor. But to be able to call some APD-ish type things, you really need to cite all those things. And it takes a while to realize, who the people are, how they're dressed, or, their faces, and to be able to, But tonight, there were a couple of tips that were really fun, that I really enjoyed. It's easier to make a mistake with all guys or all girls than it is in a straight dance. It's kind of hard to make a mistake when the girls are all dressed up in their little outfits, and the guys are in their shirts and everything. But when you look down and all the guys are all wearing jeans, they're all wearing shirts,
But they're all different colors.
Yeah.
And so are the girls.
And you're thinking, well, and then tonight, oh God, when we were doing left relay to Deuces, I couldn't decide. I mean, I should have known, but it's one of those things where, you're up there and all these people are out there and everything, and you have to do something very quickly. And I should have known, I think I've had the boys fold, which made them looking at their corners back. And I think I had the girls do a U-turn back and everybody do a right and left grand or something, which was just totally, I can't believe I did that. But at that point in time, everybody had moved around on the floor so much that I wasn't really sure who went where or anything. And I think I turned around the crowd and said, oh, I'm having a real sexual problem here or something.